Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we're getting a good gander at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. My name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations because we're breaking away from the one we're in now. You've tuned into a live tarot throw. It's the Deuces Wild Show. Today is February 22nd. 2026, and we're also celebrating 200 videos at STARCARD Podcast. Please check us out in the description and the links. Cool deal. Here's the plan for today, everybody. I've got your tarological forecast for the upcoming work week. That's right. I've got some tarot cards that are going to send a message about things you can look forward to each day of the upcoming work week. Then I'll be presenting some thoughts and ideas on the idea of a prep period, little time for preparation for the teacher. And we're also going to give everyone tuning in a chance to enjoy study hall. And again, I'll refer people to the description. There's quite a few bonus points available for anyone who wants extra credit. And then we'll have tarot for the audience. I suspect that'll be in about 30 minutes. So let's not wait any longer, everybody. We've got the tarot cards already shuffled before we turn on the camera in the interest of saving time. And again, we're going to throw 5 pairs of cards, one for each day of the work week. And then we're going to use a second deck to pull a final card to use as a prism to look at the whole work week from way above, shall we say. So I can't wait to share the tarological forecast with you. Let's go to the tarot cam. Oh, tune in for tarot with the audience. I've got a couple of people standing by. Lady T2588 and Laney Prankus. Caught your messages. Tune in about half an hour. Look for your shamrocks, okay? And if there's anyone else who's tuning in live and you would like a reading, please type in the chat in all capital letters, tarot, please. And we'll talk more about that in a minute, but you can see my instructions in the chat. All right, we're going downstairs now. Here we go. It's the tarological forecast. It's the Deuces Wild Show. I want to get the lights the way I like them. It's early out here where I'm at on the West Coast, but daylight about to break. So it's going to be fun adjusting the lights this morning. Thing we got going. This is called the Old Style Tarot. And this is the one where I'm going to throw 5 pairs of cards. I had to stop shuffling when I got started this morning because this card couldn't wait to come out. And so I always pull the top card for the first day and the bottom card for the last day. And then I fan and cut my way around the rest of the way. So here we go. I have to give myself more space for the middle column there. All right. Everything's totally randomized, right? Not necessarily. Maybe the universe has put everything in order for us. And then finally, we're going to pull out. Okay, so these cards are called the Old Style. Where do you see the imagery on the Old Style if you haven't seen these before? It's like looking at art in a museum. Meanwhile, as I said, I shuffled these decks before we got started. This is called the Neon deck, and I'm going to draw the first card. Here we go. The first, wow. All right. Hey, everybody. This is the Strength card. And on the Strength card, you see that the woman has a Mobius, which is the infinity symbol, up by her crown chakra. She's hanging out with a feline. There's a telepathic connection. They're comfortable with each other. And they're strong enough where they can console those who feel sad or in grief. So the Strength card is like the exclamation point. The thing is, we have to always put forth our best effort. Why not? You got something else going on. You got something better going on. So obviously, whenever we go to the workplace, we're going to put our best foot forward and try our best. Because even if we don't see the results right away, it really does pay off in the long run, even if it just means you walk away saying, well, I gave it my best shot. All right. let's check out the 5 days of the week. Let me adjust this so you can see it better. Hang on. I'm really grateful for from the universe. Makes happening on Monday. I'm going to get the light adjusted here. One moment. We have the 7 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. The 7 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. Well, hang on. Sorry. Here we go. All right. Well, hey, on a Monday, maybe we feel like the people in the 7 of Swords and the 9 of Swords pictures. The 7 of Swords, it feels like there's something hidden. Sometimes it feels like people are getting away with stuff, and that can really weigh on our mind and maybe even cause restlessness, anxiety, and a little bit of sleeplessness. Okay. Well, remember what the tarot world suggested. Be strong. You've been here before. You're going to get through this too. Let's go to Tuesday. Yay. You remember how I said you've been here before and you're going to get through this too? Well, maybe it's because you already know with the High Priestess and the 6 of Wands card, you already know that you can work collaboratively with your spirit guides to make things better for everybody. You already recognize it, and perhaps other people recognize your magical way of solving problems and moving forward despite the obstacles. It's an old Roman statesman and philosopher who said that the obstacles are not obstacles, they're redirection to where you're supposed to be going. All right, so that's where the strength comes in, right? Your strength of character. Which character is stronger than the High Priestess? She's so strong, she doesn't even go around letting everyone know. If you haven't figured out that she's the High Priestess, that's on you. That's the High Priestess. Okay. Next up on Wednesday, we have the 10 of Pentacles and the 5 of Swords. I want to say typical Wednesday, middle of the week sensation. 10 of Pentacles, you're going to the office, you're going into the workplace so that you have that divine harmony and happy home. You need the Pentacles to put the food on the table. Meanwhile, the 5 of Swords is the winner take all position, the winner take all attitude. There's combativeness. There could even be abuse. It feels like people are making the job even harder than they have to make it. And that kind of crushes your plans in lots of ways. When we overlay our matrix onto everyone else's matrix, there's going to be compromise. So thank goodness we pulled this card. Be strong, everybody, even on Wednesday, because look at that. Wednesday, you're more than halfway through the week. You're almost to the weekend. All right, we're going to keep being strong. Let's go to Thursday. I've got, yay. Remember that strength card over here? Guess what? On Thursday, I got another strength card. How about that? All right, that's a double confirmation. We all got to be strong. Be strong beyond what you thought you could be strong about. Okay? And then check it out. This strength is going to help you on Thursday because you got a big decision coming up, says the 2 of Swords. You don't have all the information, but because you're so centered and grounded, okay, and you don't get caught up in whatever hijinks is going on, okay, it's not your concern, okay. People can have their own drama like they do with the 5 of Swords over here. It doesn't matter, okay. You're strong. You're the High Priestess. And then on Friday, we have the Knight of Cups and the Devil. All right. So the Knight of Cups and the Devil together, this for me sounds like, again, the emotion you have on that particular day of the week, Friday. The Devil card talks about letting things go and even your shadow self. And then the Knight of Cups is your knight in shining armor. So when Friday rolls around, I don't blame you for feeling like a knight in shining armor and getting on your horse and getting ready to go paint the town red. And like the Devil, you're going to let your hair down and loosen up the tie and get in touch with your higher self and relax the way you couldn't most of the week because you budgeted your time with the strength card. You budgeted your time and your energy and you saved it up. Well, I really like the story. I know I like the story every time. Thank you very much, Tarot World. That was a fun story to tell on the Deuces Wild Day here at StarCard Podcast. Okay, let's get these decks all sorted out, and then we'll go upstairs and say hi to people. Well, and share my messages for today. I'm trying to keep it light on Sunday. I deliberately force myself to try to take it easy. It doesn't always work, though. All right. Oh, you know what? Before I go upstairs, why don't we take a look at the decks of cards that are available? Here we go. One moment, please. I think I've forgotten to do this the last couple of shows. So we've already met the Neon deck with the Strength card. That was pretty cool. We have seen the Old Style deck. Here is the box for the Old Style Tarot by Alexander Ray. Sounds like a cool guy. No relation. Anyway, that's the Old Style deck we saw also today with the Neon deck. I have one called the 88 Gemstones. It's gold foil on a black card. I like throwing those. Fun to shuffle. I've got the Robin Wood Tarot. Looks like this. It's a classic imagery to learn tarot by. Speaking of classic imagery, I have the Rider-Waite imagery on the classic card with the words. I also have it on the craft cards with no words. I have two foil decks with no words, same imagery. I was looking for this. The Lost Soul Tarot. This is cool. Also, it's gold foil on black, but it does have white and gold on the inside. Look at that. I just drew the Magician. Yeah, I do feel kind of magical. I feel the magic in the house. Here we go. I got the Ethereal Bloom deck, my fun one with the flowers. Yeah, there's the moon related to the subconscious. All right. The foil decks. So here's the light foil deck. These are challenging to shuffle, but incredible holographic imagery. That's the light one rather. Here's the darker one. Okay. Lovely cards. And I got the Mermaid deck, and I would be happy to unbox it if someone requests it. And one of my very first decks was the Stained Glass Tarot. So if those interest you, you can request a particular deck when we get to tarot for the audience. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks for being patient. Hope you're having a nice Sunday or whatever day it is you're tuning in. Try to have a nice Sunday morning together. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we gave you the tarological forecast. I'm checking my notes. Okay. We gave you the tarological forecast. It's the Deuces Wild Show. Today is February 22nd. There's even a couple of deuces in the year 2026. I also wrote down here. It's the Expanding Bicep Show. The Expanding Bicep Show. My name's Breakaway Ray, and I worked in a classroom for 33 years. I pretty much worked with children for 40 years. I got a fistful of credentials and degrees. And one of the things I would do is, like, if I was in the classroom and I did a particularly good job, I wouldn't do this all the time because I would do a good job all the time. But when the whole group could recognize that I was ready to pat myself on the back, I wouldn't pat myself on the back. I would go like this, and I'd show them how big my bicep was because I'm awesome. So, hey, everybody, I'm celebrating myself today a little bit. I'm patting myself on the back. I have 200 videos posted at StarCard Podcast, the channel at YouTube. Congratulations, Breakaway Ray. I also have more than 200 subscribers. I'm trying hard to keep up with the subscriber number by producing videos. I have 16 playlists over at StarCard Podcast. I've met many new people, new and interesting people. Some of them I've done interviews with. Many of them have shown up in the chat. I want to say thanks to all the people in the chat ever since you've been showing up in August, inviting me to read tarot cards for you. You gave me a lot of practice, and I feel like I became better at what I'm doing. So I owe you I owe you a debt of gratitude, right? I'm happy to throw cards for you. Thank you so much. But in case you're feeling grateful too, I want to make sure I'm clear on this. I'm doing the best I can, but I can tell you that there's a donation button, a link in the description at the StarCard Podcast channel, and you can adjust the donation amount if you want to. It's a Stripe button for Grace Magic Life LLC. So if you feel so inclined, go for it. But obviously, I'm feeling like, this is rewarding anyway. But yeah, every little bit helps. I know you know what I'm talking about. So thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining me on this Deuces Wild Day. What else have I got going here? Well, I want to call your attention to the description in today's video because I posted a featured video from the Typical Skeptic podcast. My friend Rob Khalil over there met with, I think her name is Olivia James, and they had an intriguing interview. Now, like, even if you're a fan of Psychic Liz Cross, for example, or you're a John Whitberg fan or a Secret Space Program fan, okay, Olivia James has got both covered here. Olivia James has participated in the Secret Space Program. She was a bureaucrat of types on planet Mars. She was also in what you would call some black operations, which she talks about in this interview with Rob from yesterday. So I posted it in the description today for you to check it out. The reason why I mentioned Psychic Liz Cross is because Psychic Liz Cross often brings in information from source, and Olivia James shares her information about her interview with source. And I think everyone at StarCard Podcast would really be interested in hearing this. So I'm happy and proud to post Rob's video there. Check out Typical Skeptic Podcast. And let's see, there was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, so I think Olivia James is like going on her third book now, and I know that I bought and read the first 2 books. And this is before I started throwing tarot cards or learning tarot or anything. This is way before 2024, whenever she published those books, because I saw her on Rob's show and on other shows. And while she's got a book, I want to read it. So I read her book and I read her other book. But when I was done reading the books, I had to throw them out because what she was discussing was how she communicates and connects with discarnate spirits. And I mean, the short story is it spooked me a little bit. I didn't want to have the books around and accidentally be inviting other spirits in. I got enough going on in the real world. I didn't want to get too into it. I think it's too late now, Breakaway Ray. So, but I do want to say congratulations to Olivia James. I feel like she's someone that we should all support, as well as Rob Khalil. If you're not already subscribed to that channel, I'd be surprised. All right, let me see what else I got going here. All right, so I want to share with you a piece of sports equipment I have here. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations, and I've been reading John Whitberg's books, The Man with Periwinkle Eyes. He's on volume 4. Mr. Whitberg does have his own YouTube channel called Do You Hear the People Sing? If you're not already aware of it, I hope you can check it out. But in any case, in his book, he says that off of planet Earth, they have plasma power in the form of a grapefruit-sized device, and it can power a house. And also, energy is like a civil right off planet. I realize we pay through the nose down here, but off planet, slaves have plasma power. The destitute get plasma power. It's subsidized one way or the other. Everyone gets energy, okay? I want to share that idea again because I'm trying to present an idea that all this stuff is going on all around us all the time. It's just off planet. It's not as far away as we have been told it is. And a lot of it's in our past already, and we just have to recover it. So, hey, everybody, wouldn't it be nice to have free energy again? They got it off planet. I want to spread the word. My name is Breakaway Ray. I don't keep secrets. Okay. And then the other thing I want to share is, after 200 videos, what have I accomplished in collaboration with my spirit guides who are definitely helping, right? Well, I'm encouraging people to recognize the cognitive dissonance all around them and then expand beyond it. Just walking in the supermarket, which is a mind control experience between the muzak and the lighting. Okay. When you're going up and down the aisles, how much of that food is really food you can eat? It's a good question. They're putting things in the food and we don't really know what it is. In the United States, we have foods on the shelves that they wouldn't have on the shelves in Europe or in Mexico because they consider some of the chemicals and additives poisonous and not fit for human consumption. And yet in the United States, we don't even ask questions about it because we don't know about it. I'm trying to keep it light. Anyway, everyone, so for study hall, if you want to catch up and you want to get extra credit, check out the links in the description today. Explore where your mind takes you. Maybe some of those videos will teach you something new, something you didn't know before. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I didn't know up until like 5 years ago. I'm just catching up. All right, let's see if I can go on to my next one. All right, so now I'm going to talk about prep period. And I mentioned my career as a school teacher. Prep periods are, in a way, like a unicorn. You can hardly have enough prep time as a teacher to do the job you need to do. I'm imagining secondary teachers. I have a couple of secondary credentials also. They have 200 students, 5 or 6 classes, and then they get maybe a prep period. A lot of those secondary teachers choose to work in that prep period, and they actually get paid, their per diem rate prorated for that one extra hour that they work. That's a way for them to earn extra money. There's a lot of elementary school teachers who have our hands on our hips because we aren't afforded the same kinds of extra stipend opportunities that secondary teachers get. And we don't get a planned prep period. Even when, in my state, in California, even when you send the students out to PE, if that PE teacher doesn't have a credential, you're still, on the clock for them if you think you're going to sit in your room and plan lessons and make copies and grade papers and things and contact parents or what have you. So from my experience, I would work through what we would call not just, the prep period through PE time, but I would work through my regular breaks. I mean, it was like an endurance match, an endurance race rather, every day at the office on site at the elementary school. I would carb up like a marathon race runner in the morning, knowing I wasn't going to have time or even the leisure to eat anything. Okay, this is later on in my career, like the second half, the last 16 years, I figured this out. Carb up early in the morning, get in early, 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning, and, work through things efficiently with no interruptions. When the kids go out to first recess, that's my bathroom break for the whole day. And then I go back and again, it's constant work. Lunchtime comes. Ooh, I just threw some tarot cards around. Lunchtime comes. I'm not eating lunch. I'm not going to the staff room to hear people complain and smell whatever it is they're eating. Okay. I'm going to grade papers and push through it so I can get out of work earlier. And then I would still have to come in on the weekend. So normally it would be a Sunday morning, like nobody's around, nobody's doing anything, not even in my private life. So Sunday morning, get up early, go on a hike, go in the classroom by 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, grind out a few hours, and then it would be time to spend with my family after that. And then anyway, that's my prep period. You're working off the clock, you're donating time. I say donating my time because it was what I needed to get the job done. And we don't need to revise anything anymore. Just like what you've done at StarCard Podcast, Breakaway Ray, you did a good job those 33 years. So we're not going to second guess what we did. We put our best foot forward. It's that strength card we started off with today. At least I gave it my best shot, and I don't regret anything. Okay, so let me see what I wrote on my notes about this. Prep period. Well, all right, so some of the dynamics that were involved, not going to give details. Okay, there are other videos you could check out for that at StarCard Podcast. Okay, there were more tasks for me. There was less time for me. even in relation and comparison to other people I work with. And for some reason, it was like people were deliberately setting it up to do it the hard way, but it would only be the hard way for me. They didn't have to do it that way. They were doing it a different way for other people. But I got the challenge, and it was like I was being dared to complain about it. Okay. Anyway, let's see if I can continue. Yeah, there were challenges. The obstacles increased. Check this out. The support, the time, even the physical resources were taken away or flat out stolen. And what I mean is, like, in more than one case, one of my bosses, I'm counting like 2 or 3 bosses at this point, they would act like I was not even on the staff. You know, if there was something I needed that a regular teacher would need help with, I would get the Heisman maneuver and there would be no services. And it would be like they're waiting for me to leave in the first place. Again, trying to keep it light, not getting into it. So again, and regarding I would do a class play every year, a puppet show every year. And it's very challenging to set up a stage. And it's not like I was getting any resources. I was lucky, like if a parent volunteered and helped me put up the stage. But I did find these partitions, cubicle partitions, and I used them for my scenery. And I stowed them carefully, you know, so that I could use them every year, but they were out of the way, what have you. But anyway, they got thrown out in one instance. Then they got moved. And I would have to go to my boss and say, you know, I was still using those things and I had to rescue them from the trash. And they would just kind of shrug and, you know, anyway, what I said fell on deaf ears, probably for a good reason, right? Because I know you're listening. Thanks a lot. So this reminds me of an expression I came across. I didn't write this, but somebody said something like, well, you know, you want to drive someone crazy, stop them from doing what they love. Well, again, I gave it my best shot. I actually did a great job. And let's see what I got here. These are a couple of funny notes I made. So, so there's this, when I finally got my 30 years of service under my belt, they used to send out a flyer to all the personnel, but this was in the days of email. So everyone got the email and everyone saw, you know, who's at the 15-year mark, the 20, the 25, and the 30, smaller group, 35, and even 40 sometimes. And I was in the 30-year group. None of the teachers that I worked with said anything. None of them said anything. And then there was another teacher at another school, and she sent me an email saying, congratulations. This lady's name was Christine. And anyway, I want to say thanks to Christine. And I'm so glad I got to recognize her for sending me that nice congratulatory email. So you could see it was like a weird, sick situation, whatever was going on. Am I seeking approval from people who, well, why would I want their approval? Why would I want their approval? I don't need their approval. So anyway, the important thing is, everybody, I'm going to try to set another example here. When I hit 25 and when I hit 30, I celebrated. I bought popsicles for the class. And I said, we're taking Friday afternoon off. We're going to have some popsicles. We're going to celebrate that I worked 25 years or 30 years. Then we're going to go play kickball basketball. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, everybody, don't forget to acknowledge your own progress and set benchmarks for yourself. Do yourself a favor. You can't count on other people to always remember your birthday. My birthday's a holiday. Not everyone remembers my birthday. It's unbelievable. Also, I can't remember anyone else's birthday because their birthdays aren't on holidays. So I don't get it. So anyway, I want to say to myself, happy 200 videos. Happy Deuces Wild Day. Thanks for joining me. Oh, and what am I going to do? I'm going to invite the Tarot World to go ahead and comment on all those things I just said. I bet we see echoes of the messages that we just shared. Here we go. Let's go downstairs. And then it's tarot for the audience. All right, Tarot World. It's Deuces Wild, February 22nd. And it's our 200 video celebration day. Thank you very much. You know, you're the star of the show, Tarot World, so perhaps you'd like to share a message with the group. Hang on a second. Let me try that again. Deuces Wild. All right, Tarot World, take a bow. I want to do that one more time. I like it when my shuffle goes right. Here we go. I guess that's as right as it's going to get. Oh, okay, great. Here we go. Deuces Wild. 2, 4, 6. On the theme that we just discussed, the prep period, the study hall, the benchmarks, recognizing cognitive dissonance all around us, changing our perspective as we move into a new civilization. First up, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Woo! Hey, everybody, it's the Two of Cups. We invited the tarot world to speak to us. We're giving the tarot world the floor. And the Two of Cups talks about communication, and it's Breakaway Ray's card that says, this is a message from the spirit world, especially since it comes right at the beginning of our message. And then the Ten of Cups is kind of like the tarot world taking a bow and saying, it's a dream come true to be here. Thank you very much. It's like we gave the tarot world an Oscar, a trophy of some sort. And now here is the tarot world's acceptance speech after 200 videos. First up, the Eight of Pentacles. It was a lot of hard work, but we kept at it. And it's a brand new life for the tarot world and for Breakaway Ray and everyone tuning in and following along. But we did have to work at it to bring this opportunity forward. But it is a gift from the universe, and we recognize that there's abundance, and we can feel it in our heart. So the Seven of Pentacles tells us we get to cultivate all the feelings and thoughts and ideas we're sharing here at StarCard Podcast, so that we all become as powerful as a high priestess. We will not only be in touch with our higher self in the spirit world, but we'll be able to use our magic. And again, I refer you to that video with Rob and Olivia James, because she says we are all God, and we need to act like gods because we can. So let's wake up to the God inside of us. Tarot world, well done. Nice speech. Let's play the music and shuffle the cards. And now it's tarot for the audience. All right, I got just as many viewers right now as I have likes, and I want to thank you for your likes and your views. Oh, okay. Now I got more viewers. That's cool. Let's go upstairs. We'll say hi to some people. We'll find some name tags. We'll make name tags for people. Oh, and I've got, of course, some requests from yesterday. So I've got Lady T2588. She has a question about her court case. And then Lainey Prankus, she's asked for a reading. Let's see who else is in the chat here. Hello, Mr. A. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Judy. I see you out there, Mrs. NW5. Hi, Danny Hawk. Good to see you again. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Lisa Talcott. Hey, Jason. Missing time 420. All right. Thank you. Who else is here? Fairy Tale in the Hall. How's it going? I hope you caught that individual video. You can let me know if you need me to take the video down. Quite a nice video. Way to go. Who else is in the house here? I'm not sure if I'm missing anyone. Now I'm going to look for your name tags, everybody. Yeah, 200 videos. I know Rob Khalil did 200 videos over President's Day weekend, right? Well, 200 videos. I'm not going to sneeze at it. Here's Lisa. Yay. I got your Shamrock Fairy Tale in the Hall. Okay, so I do see that some people, there's like a couple of you that have particular questions, and I'm very happy. I'm going to go scroll back through the chat and make sure I get that straight. Thanks for putting them in there. I'm still looking for everyone's name tags. All right. Hey, yo, I got one for Jason. I want to say hi to Rainey. Hi, Rainey. I'm going to make you a name tag in a moment, okay? I got some hearts. Right. Danny Hawk. Is there anyone else? Oh, and Judy's in this pile. One moment. Here we go. There's Judy. Mr. A. I need to make you a schoolhouse, so I always have you on hand. I mean, you're a long-termer, Mr. A, so I'll make you a shamrock. Yeah, it's coming up. You'll get a schoolhouse eventually. You always have permanent status here, Mr. A. All right, let's make one for Mr. A. And then we have one for our new friend, Rainey. Where'd those shamrocks go? Okay, I think I'm caught up. And if there's anyone out there I missed and you want to remind me, just go ahead and put it in the chat. We got plenty of time. Happy to throw cards for you. Okay, so let's review who I got. We're going to start with Lady T. And I want to say that makes me think of Tina Marie. And I'm a big fan of Tina Marie. Then I caught Lainey's request off schedule. Fairy Tale in the Hall is back. That's going to be fun, Fairy Tale in the Hall. Jason, Judy, Danny, Lisa, Mr. A, and Rainey. So in case people have to like cut out, you just look for your name tag on the table and you'll see if it's your reading, if you have to catch the recording later. Okay, so let's start off with Lady T. She had a question about her court case. And I don't know if she's watching right now. I don't know. Maybe she'll catch it later. But I gave her lots of notices. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use, this is good for people in the chat right now. I'm going to use the classic deck, which has the words on it, which is going to give us the most information, right? Less intuitive, more left brain. Is that correct? And then what I'm going to do, I thought about this before the show, Lady T. I'm going to throw 3 piles. I'll throw one for the plaintiff, one for the defendant, and one for the bench. Let's see what happens. It's all for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to know what's going on. I want to wish you a lot of luck, though. Okay? So let's go downstairs. I see that Lisa Talcott is talking about Tina Marie, and I just want to say I saw Tina Marie and Rick James in concert at the Los Angeles Forum more than one time. Yeah. Tina Marie is awesome. They called her Vanilla Child, but baby, that don't mean my world to me because baby, names don't make my style. Okay, anyway, Lady T, we're going to throw some cards for you. A couple cards for the plaintiff, a couple for the defendant. I don't know who's who or what team you're on. And then a couple cards for the bench. All right, Tarot World. This you've probably been waiting for a challenge like this. What's going on with this court case with Lady T? Can you help us, please? Thank you. For the plaintiff? For the plaintiff? For Lady T's case? Whoa. I feel like the judge is going to rule in the plaintiff's favor. And then let's throw for the defendant. I'm pulling one from the bottom. All right. So one more time, the plaintiff, and I was going to throw 2 cards for the bench, and it feels like these came out together. So I feel like the defendant sadly doesn't win this time. If that is sad news, I don't know. So let's find out how this goes, Lady T. Again, we're just having fun. I'm just some random dude on the internet. Okay, so the Ace of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Hangman. There was some kind of a promise, and there wasn't like a follow through on the contract, and that came after a reevaluation. It's kind of like California's lemon law. When you buy a car and it didn't work out, you know, there's a law about that. I'm just giving you an example, right? Okay. And then on the other side, the defendant is looking at we have the Page of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the Strength card. And the Page of Wands sees limitless potential. So, you know, this one's looking at things differently to protect some kind of abundance through some kind of perhaps legal language. And the Page of Wands can see things from a higher perspective, and there's a lot of work involved, and it's going to take strength. I'm not sure if this means that the defendant has a strong case or that it's an overwhelming amount to overcome. So again, I feel like the bench is favoring this side. And then finally, wow, we have this really does make me think it's like a civil case, because the Four of Pentacles talks about being frugal, maybe even stingy, and holding on to what is precious. Okay. And then the Death card talks about endings, beginnings, and transformations. So I feel like someone's going to get paid, and it might be in favor of the plaintiff. It's all for entertainment purposes only. Good luck, Lady T. I hope that was a fun reading. Oh, yo. Hi, Kimberly Bamford. It is not too late. We have, I can count the number of present viewers we have today on both my hands. And not just on an entire deck of tarot cards. We had quite a big show yesterday. Let me get your snow person out, Kimberly. I'm glad you could join us again today. Here we go. There we are. Again, very glad you could join us. Next up. All right. So I'm going to throw some cards for Lainey. Caught her comment after the show yesterday. I'm going to throw some cards for you, Lainey. Let's throw some ethereal bloom for you. All right. These cards are for Lainey Prankus. I guess that one is for sure. There you go. We're getting started, Lainey. These cards are for Lainey. Thanks for tuning in yesterday, Lainey. Here comes a fun, inspirational message from the tarot world for Lainey. First up, the Seven of Wands. Why am I having a problem remembering the Seven of Wands? I'm going to look in the book. Seven of Wands. Oh, yeah, overcoming all challenges. Right. So check out this guy. Well, this could be a female person in this case. So this person, could she be floating over a field or even over the curvature of the earth? She seems to be in some kind of a protective force field, and she's got 7 wands. She can overcome all challenges. She has the higher ground, and she seems to be protected by the ether. She also reminds me of, I believe it's called the majorette at the front of a parade. the one that twirls that baton around. And in this case, Lainey, you have 7 batons. I don't know how you do it. Congratulations, you're very talented. Then we have the 4 of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the 5 of Pentacles. Wow. Well, there are lots of challenges set up for you to overcome. But I promise you, it's all for a good reason. And it's not just to be standing at the podium receiving a medal. This is a form of training. All these challenges are ones that we sign up for before we come down and live these lives on surface planet Earth. So have you got some challenges coming your way? Perhaps. Can you handle them? That's the plan. That's the plan. You can handle it. So as my grandparents who grew up during the Great Depression of the 1930s, etc., would say, you have to save for a rainy day. The 4 of Pentacles gives us 2 messages here. Save for a rainy day, prize what is precious, but also treasure what shines. There's more than one kind of wealth. There's more than cash, okay? There's wealth in relationships. There's wealth in emotions. There's wealth in knowledge. There's wealth in skills. Okay, and then when you prize and treasure what is valuable, and you'll know what it is because it brings you joy, okay, then you could be sitting like the King of Pentacles. You could have, you could have financial wealth and abundance. You certainly could. But at the same time, you could be a master of your craft, and you can bring in what you need whenever you need it. And then I just said, bring in what you need whenever you need it. Here's the King of Wands. He overcomes all obstacles. He sees what's coming. This one's overcoming all challenges. You see the big picture and you overcome all obstacles with whatever it is you're holding on to and treasuring and using like a magic wand. You're probably, are you mastering manifestation, Lainey? Is that what's going on? So get ready. Here come the 5 of Pentacles. We said there's going to be challenges. It's cold outside for this person sitting on her little balcony there, but you can still be inspired with the lights you see in the sky. I'm going to quote Oscar Wilde, but I'm also quoting, I think, the line of a Pretenders song. We are all of us in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. So keep your eyes on the skies. Prize what shines, because you can overcome all of it. Congratulations, Lainey. Go get them. Have a great day. Thanks for inviting me to read. Well, I see that Derek Woo Riders has showed up. Hey, Derek, if I can throw some cards for you, please let me know. I got your name tag handy. It's always exciting throwing cards for you. Did I just blend decks? What's going on here? Here we go. Oh, I shuffled the wrong deck. Got it. All right. Thanks again, Lainey. Next up, Fairy Tale in the Hall. This is going to be fun. Wait, somebody had a question. I need to go back and check the questions. Give me a moment, please, everybody. Yes, Judy, extra credit. Thank you very much. Yes, Fairy Tale in the Hall. I'm scanning right now for your specific question. Right, Judy, now I see your question. All right. Jason, I don't know if you want me to use the tarot cards to guess who's on the floor because their cat took their seat. Let's see, is there another question? Happy birthday, Mr. A, yesterday. All right. That is cool. Fairy Tale in the Hall. Now I see your question. Will I pass the last physical examination of the competition and get accepted, or heaven has another career opportunity for me? Sounds like you understand what both options are. So I guess we'll throw, let me see. Hey, Fairy Tale in the Hall, you have the correct mindset in my estimation. You know what? If one thing doesn't work out, you already see that there's another door. There's opportunities abounding, right? So if I throw cards for you, I bet we see the 7 of Cups. I just want to say, I want to confirm your mindset, but you're asking a specific question. So let's use the classic deck with the words. We have the High Priestess on our side. We're going to get a message from your spirit guides right now. Here we go. Hey, Tarot World, we're all ready for that message for Fairy Tale in the Hall about passing that examination. And maybe it's not an either or. Maybe it's an either and maybe an also an and. What's going on with Fairy Tale in the Hall? Yeah, how about a confirmation for her positive mindset, and then an answer to her question, please. Your positive mindset first. Yeah, that's the top card. Okay. Her positive mindset. Absolutely. Today's the first day of the rest of your life. And then she wants a specific answer. Will she pass? And then we're going to throw a couple of cards down here. See if there's an additional story about passing that test. Hey, Fairy Tale in the Hall. I sure appreciate you inviting me to read. This is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know anything. Anyway, let's see what happens here. First of all, your positive mindset, which we should all adopt. Yeah, look at you go. You're the Queen of Wands. You have a zest for life. You're determined and you're courageous. Yeah, when you have an attitude like that, you're like the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles gives you wealth, financial security, long-term success, and even contribution. Because like the Page of Pentacles, you're always ready to work on a new project. And the Page of Pentacles says manifestation, financial opportunity, skill development, ambition, desire, and diligence. Did I hear financial opportunity both times? Ka-ching, ka-ching, Deuces wild, financial opportunity, because you're determined and you have a zest for life and you're looking for opportunities all the time. Now, will you pass? I want you to see that, like this card right here, it's got yeses and nos and maybes down here. So let's see if we get a message like that. Will you pass? This card, the 4 of Swords, says maybe. That doesn't mean no. Doesn't mean yes. But maybe we're not exactly sure why. I'm glad I threw 3 more cards. Let's see if it colors in this answer. I'll read the 4 of Swords to you. Rest, meditation, relaxation, contemplation, recuperation, renewal, solitude. Okay. Well, I'm thinking to myself, this could be we're actually asking the question, will we pass? And that's what we're meditating upon. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the 5 of Wands. And look, there's that 7 of Cups card I told you about with all the opportunities. So the Knight of Wands says energy, passionate, inspired action, adventure. Sounds like this adventure with the examination that you're trying to pass. There are many parts to it, says the 7 of Cups. Opportunities. It even says here, wishful thinking, choices, illusion, searching for purpose, daydreaming. You know, we talked about opportunities, but not all these opportunities are good. For example, I mean, an example comes to my mind. Technically, you know, I could have taken a job and gone back to the classroom. That sure seems like a smart, prudent, wise thing for me to have done. But maybe it's just not like the right thing. But again, I think that you already detected that in your question, Fairy Tale in the Hall. And the 5 of Wands talks about, in my mind, orchestrated drama and conflict. This could just simply be the contest that you're talking about. But I'll read to you what it says about the 5 of Wands. Competition, rivalry, conflict. Maybe there's only a few positions available. And, you know, maybe these positions are not the best place for someone with your abilities. I'm turning the 5 of Wands upside down. It says avoiding conflict, respecting differences, agreeing to disagree, and diversity. I'm turning it upside down. You know what? If for some reason the universe makes it so that you don't pass, even though you would do a great job, you would be great doing it no matter what, maybe they're going to miss out and there's a higher calling for me. Again, I feel like you already knew that. Thank you, Fairy Tale in the Hall, for inviting me to read. I hope that works out for you. I'm wishing you luck. I hope you pass the test, but I'd rather you elevate and upgrade your whole life, whatever choice happens. You have the proper mindset in my mind. I wish I had always had a mindset like that. All right, next up. Whoa, hang on. I just dropped somebody. Judy. Judy asked a very detailed question. Let me go back and double check here. Okay, Judy asked about why she was hit with vertigo yesterday. Vertigo. Oh, okay, Derek, I got your message, and I see that Safe Haven is here. All right, so time out, everybody. So I got the Woo Rider dog. This will be for Desiree. So I'll throw that over there. And I think after Safe Haven, I have to call it, everybody. I got quite a pile going here. Let me find Safe Havens. Glad to have you back, Safe Haven. Here you go. Okay, so anyway, Judy, why'd you get hit with vertigo? Let's try these cards. The Robin Wood deck. All right, these cards are for Judy. Thanks a lot, Tarot World. This is like watching an NBA All-Star on a great night with the Tarot World here. All right, so hey, Tarot World, what's up? I guess Judy was struck with some vertigo. Care to let us know if there's something we should be concerned about, please? Thank you. These cards are for Judy. What's going on? Is this something to worry about? The Chariot suggests that you should just keep going. Business as usual. I'm suggesting not to worry about it, but we do have a little light and dark action. I'm just noticing on the Chariot, you see the emblem of the yin and the yang. I know there's a name for that. I don't know what it is. How about that? There's a lot of balance going on there. Let's see what these three cards have to say, Judy. Wow. You have the Seven of Wands card, the person that we just examined before who can overcome all challenges. You have the Judgment card, which talks about swapping out an old for a new energy. And I want to say that you should be comforted because it's the Empress. So I think that even if there are changes, I mean, I'm old enough to say this now, changes that happen as, we mature. Even if there are changes, we shouldn't be too preoccupied. We have everything under control. Everything is comfortable. Everything's going to be okay. We are the Empress in this case. And the Chariot says, just keep going. Everything's all right. There might be changes, but everything's going to be all right. That's my general idea. I sure hope that that's correct, Judy. Thanks for inviting me to read. Let me give these a toss. Oh, Nun Nun. I just saw Nun Nun's name, and it's higher up in the chat. I don't want to leave Nun Nun out. Hey, stand by, everybody. It's not like Nun Nun just added after I drew the line. Nun Nun, I see you now. Let me go get your name tag. If someone doesn't want a reading, it would help me if you actually mention that in the chat as well. But let me get Nun Nun's name tag out. Nun Nun, I think you had a Valentine. No, maybe you had a schoolhouse. There we go. I gotcha. Very good, Judy. Thanks for that feedback. I appreciate it. That's good news. All right, Nun. I found you, but I have all of these, everybody. So no more readings, no more requests. That's okay. Everything's cool. I'm going to throw Jason at the end with Derek, or Desiree, rather. All right, next up, let's go with Danny Hawk. And then I got Mr. A on deck here. All right, Danny, thanks again for joining us today. It's great to have you here. I'm not sure if Danny had a particular question. Let me scroll up. Yes, Danny, it is a Christmas tree. And my birthday is the same day. So I'm leaving it up with the white lights all year. So, hey, Danny, I'm reading some of your comments and very entertaining. Thanks for your participation. I agree with you. Okay, so I'm just going to throw some fun cards for Danny. And then back to what I was saying to whoever was asking about the Christmas tree, Nun. Yeah, during the holiday season, I'm going to go back to all the colors. So anyway, we're going to throw for Danny. I'm going to go to old school. She respects sacred knowledge and hidden knowledge. Old school spiritual learning. Here we go, Danny. Hope you're having a great weekend. Yeah, Danny mentioned, if they won't put food on the shelves in a certain country, but we will in the United States, where's our Food and Drug Administration? What is going on? Oh, all right. Well, anyway, I want to stay elevated here. Let's throw a fun, positive message here for Danny Hawk, please. Thanks for joining us, Danny. These cards are for Danny Hawk. A fun, inspirational message for Danny Hawk, please. Oh, wait till you see that card. I got to peek. I know what it is. All right, Danny. Your spirit guides are delivering a message. This is for real. First up, the Ace of Swords. Here comes the truth. That's not the card I thought it was. The Three of Wands. This is really like it almost like draws a picture of what I just had to say about you. You're constantly seeking truth. It's the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands talks about expansion. That's why you're seeking truth. There's more out there. The Three of Wands also says luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So, you're not just wishing and dreaming. You're actually being industrious and doing the work and applying yourself to upgrade your reality. Next up, look at you go. You're having fun doing it. It's the Page of Swords. New ways of communicating. You're exploring a whole bunch of YouTube channels with people like me saying outlandish, wild, unusual things. Stuff we didn't learn in school. And you're working really hard at it, says the Knight of Pentacles. You're going to work on this for the long haul. You're going to be proud of it. This is going to be like, for you, this is, for everybody else, it's like homework and extra reading and extra learning and extra time and extra listening and making notes and creating ideas and writing notes in a journal. But for you, you're not working a day in your life because you love this. You love learning all this stuff. So right on, look at what it's going to bring you. It's the 10 of Pentacles, domestic bliss, even financial return. Because again, there's people out there, they know about remote viewing and remote influencing and manifestation. They read the Gateway document, even page 25 that was taken out by the CIA. They know about the work that Robert Monroe has done. They've read Dolores Cannon books. That's where you're at, Danny. There's no college for this kind of education that you prescribed for yourself. You are an autodidact. Go get them, Danny. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Tarot World. That was awesome. Next up, Mr. A. Here we go, Mr. A. Let's throw some cards for you. Thank you, Tarot World, in advance for sharing a special, fun, helpful message for our friend, Mr. A. Wow. I used to get excited getting postcards from friends in Europe, but now I can see Mr. A in the chat. Here we go. I think Mr. A is in Europe, right? I think I got that right. It's hard to tell. It's hard to remember everybody. Anyway, Mr. A, these cards are for you. It's for entertainment purposes only. Hope you're doing well. Thanks again for joining us. First up, the 8 of Wands. It talks about travel. It talks about flight. It also says something's coming in pretty fast. Oh, does it have to be these guys? Hey, it's the 5 of Swords. Winner take all attitude. Maybe even unpleasantness in general. Having to deal with a situation we really tried not to participate in. The Knight of Pentacles guy shows up. He is the hard worker. This is unusual. Maybe there's something you've been working at for a long time. Well, okay, maybe it's not as... yeah, I feel the positivity coming in here. You've been working at something for a long time, but guess what? Every once in a while, there's a thunderstorm. It doesn't matter because you're the King of Pentacles. You're sitting on a throne. You're in charge of where you expend your energies, and that could include your finances. You understand well what your time is worth, and you understand the value of what you do. You've been working at this for a long time. So when a couple of people come busting into the office, I'd like to tease millennials who, first day on the job, they want a promotion. That's a joke. Anyway, let's turn that 5 of Swords upside down because that stuff does not faze the Knight of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles doesn't even bat an eye at it. Here you go, Mr. A, a final message. That's right. Just remember the 5 of Wands says it's all orchestrated drama. It's all orchestrated drama. Hey, do you remember Mr. A 5 lifetimes ago when there were all those conflicts? Yeah, neither do I. That was 5 lifetimes ago. And when we leave Service Planet Earth, we're not going to remember this either. So anyway, you got it all under control. Way to go. Thank you very much, Mr. A. I appreciate you inviting me to read. Let's give these a toss. Who's next? Hey, Safe Haven. Let's throw some cards for you. Again, I'm going to scroll up real quick, and I just want to make sure I'm answering questions. I know I saw Safe Haven's name, which is why I invite people to, there we go. Okay, so like Jason did, I see the capital letters, tarot, please. I'm sorry if I'm not seeing it, Safe Haven. But the tarot world knows what you want to talk about. So we'll throw some cards for you. Oh, yeah, tarot, please. That's got it. Good. Here we go. I want to throw some Ethereal Bloom cards. Oh, no. Let's go neon. Let's go neon for you, Safe Haven. Here we go. Way to go, tarot world. As usual, I say this almost every single show. I had no idea I was going to turn on the camera today. I'm sure glad that I did. I bet you got a helpful, fun message for our friend Safe Haven. Thank you very much, Tarot World. These cards are for Safe Haven. Please show us what Safe Haven needs to see. Please tell us what Safe Haven needs to hear. Thank you. These cards are for Safe Haven. Whoever Safe Haven is. These cards are for Safe Haven. Fun. Let's see what's going on. Here we go, Safe Haven. The Knight of Swords. Defending yourself energetically. The Tower card. things are coming down all around us, probably for a good reason. I mean, if it wasn't supposed to come down, God wouldn't have let it come down. The Seven of Swords, stunning image, huh? Look at that Jedi Knight. Anyway, the Seven of Swords talks about revelation in a way. Something was hidden and now it's being revealed, right? The facade came down. We can all see the Emperor's new clothes. Yay. I guess there's a cause to celebrate. It came down. Things were revealed, and now we can all party, says the Three of Cups. Celebrate with your friends. Okay. You were on the right path the whole time, galloping through the city as buildings crumbled around you to reveal the beautiful world beyond it that you can all celebrate in. Safe haven. Next up, it's the Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor. The Eight of Pentacles talks about having a long-term view and working at something, even making practice every day. And I would say that's a good idea when you're the Emperor. The Emperor says you're totally in control. Do you have to work at it? Yes. Okay. An Emperor just doesn't sit on his haunches. Okay. You have stuff to do. There's daily business to attend to. If you want to maintain that control, you got to exercise your control. It's like practicing a language. If you don't use it, you lose it. Are you in control? Want to be in control? Exercise your power. Way to go, Safe Haven. Thanks again for joining us. I'm going to give these a toss. We'll go to our next contestant. Looks like it's Lisa Talcott. Here we go. Lisa Talcott. Let's go neon again. That was cool. All right, Tarot World. Please tell us what we need to hear. Please show us what we need to see for our friend Lisa Talcott. That's not what I wanted to happen. Here we go. These cards are for Lisa. Whoa. Lisa Talcott, is there some kind of herding cats sensation? Sand slipping through your fingers? Isn't that fun? Isn't that the beauty of this projection, this hologram matrix that we live in? Can't control everything in the video game. All right, these cards are for Lisa. First up, it's the 10 of Cups. It's a dream come true. I'm thinking about, when you have a house full of children, there's all kinds of stuff going on, You have no control. Next up, it's the Six of Pentacles. It's a healthy environment of giving and receiving. Wow, look at all those floating pentacles. Awesome imagery and colors in the neon deck. Next up, the Magician. Not only is there magic in the air, but you're deliberately conjuring the magic. I mean, look at this. It's like you hired a magician for a kid's birthday, okay? And here he is playing with fire in front of children or whatever. You really make it look magical, okay? And the Page of Swords says, it's a new way of communicating. It makes me say to myself, maybe someone's doing a very unique job. There's lots of moms who, a silly example. There's lots of moms who, bring orange slices, to practice so everyone can have orange slices, but, nobody quite puts on an affair like you do, I suppose. And then the final message is the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, that divine harmony, that domestic bliss, a role model for all homemakers, whether you're male or female. Anyway, it's a great Sunday, Lisa. I hope you're happy with this beginning of the week and, the time you get to spend with your family today. All right. Thanks for inviting me to read. Thanks for inviting me in your home. It's the Three of Pentacles and the Temperance card, and it suggests that we're not done building and creating a new show. Like we just drew the curtain on our final performance there, Lisa. But you're already working on the next show, and we're all pacing ourselves. I'm going to toss those cards one more time. All right. Thanks, Neon Deck. Hey, guess what, Rainy? It's your turn. Rainy, your last name makes me think of the area of Catalonia in Spain. I'm going to throw the old style deck for you, Rainy. I don't think you had a question. I think you just asked for a reading. You're welcome, Lisa. Thanks for your feedback. I appreciate it. These cards are for Rainy. Thank you, Tarot World. Here we go. A fun inspirational message for Rainy, please. Here we go. These cards are for Rainy. Really like the first syllable in your first name there, Rainy. These cards are for Rainy. Here we go. All right, Rainy. First up, the King of Wands. He sees the big picture. The Queen of Swords. Wow, Rainy. The Queen of Swords says you were right. So the big picture is, Rainy, you were right. The whole time, or about the whole thing, you were right about the whole thing. Okay? Way to stick to your guns. Yeah. The Page of Wands. Let's go to the book on the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands. The page stands in a barren desert and wears a tunic imprinted with salamanders. He gazes at his wand and ponders its endless possibilities. This page signals a person who sees the potential in opportunities. He has the long-term vision, but may not have acted yet. Maybe all he needs is a plan. Rainy, you were right about your assessment of the situation. Time to make a plan and capitalize on those opportunities. And the Ten of Cups says it's going to be a dream come true. You figured it out. You decoded the whole situation for yourself. You got the green light, go. Where's the Two of Wands card? Anyway, this is good news, Rainy. You have the big picture and a clear view of opportunities that are going to deliver you a lot of happiness and joy. And the King of Swords says that is the ultimate truth. And the Fool says you're off on your new adventure. Way to go, Rainy. Have a good time. Let us know how it goes. Have fun. What a fun reading. Thanks, Tarot World. Never disappoints, does it? Yeah, right on, Rainy. Cool deal. Next up, it's Kimberly Bamford. Kimberly. Let's go to the classic deck, the classic Robin Wood deck here. Hi, Judy. I'm trying to remember what you're mentioning. Maybe it'll ring more bells after I'm done throwing cards. That was a fun video with Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot. There's Kimberly. Yeah, let's go, Kimberly. Woo! These cards are for Kimberly. Oh, I know the Tarot World wanted a reading for you yesterday, too. Here we go. These cards are for Kimberly. Hey, thanks for the likes, everybody. I appreciate it very much. Kimberly, here's the Magician and the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Makes me want to stop right here, but wait. And the Knight of Wands. Kimberly, you're sure making magic when you apply yourself with your long-term vision and your know-how. And I'm going to throw in there your moxie. And we should all celebrate what you're doing because you're helping us charge forward in an energetic way in a positive direction. I say us, I'm just guessing that, you do with people in your real life what you do with us here on the internet, right? So there's a message here. The Devil card says to get acquainted with your shadow self and be prepared to let something go. And the Eight of Pentacles reminds us to look at the long haul and apply ourselves in lots of ways to daily practice. So I think what we got here is a present accumulation timeline and something going forward. Look at what you've accomplished so far with your magic in life. It's worth celebrating, and you're charging forward in a good direction. Guess what? We can make it more efficient. We can let something go, and that's going to help us to pay attention more to what we're supposed to be focusing on, whatever we're supposed to be applying ourselves to here in our timeline on our soul's path. Well, Kimberly, thanks again for inviting me to read. Good luck with the Devil card. Thank you, Tarot World. I know you know what you're talking about, Tarot World. Yeah, right on, Kimberly. I appreciate your feedback. Thank you very much. Cool. Next up, hey, Nun. Happy breakaways. Let's throw some cards for you. I'm going to go with the Ethereal Bloom deck. Hi, Judy. I'm eyeballing your comments in the chat. I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to throw some cards here for Nun. Here we go, Nun. We got some kind of inspirational message for you. You went out of your way to click on our show today. I'm happy to throw some happy cards for you. Please show us what Nun needs to see. Please tell us what Nun needs to hear. Thank you. These cards are for Nun. Ooh, getting to be a long show. That's all right. We only got a couple bros left. We're good. Here we go, Nun. I like throwing two because when you blend the cards together, it gives us a more precise look at something. Here we go, Nun. It's all for entertainment purposes only. We're having fun. Here we go. The Seven of Pentacles. Cultivating something, making it bloom and blossom. Helping something to grow that is not ourselves, but growing through the experience. The Knight of Pentacles. We've seen this guy a bunch of times today. He's the one we want on our staff. He's the one we want on our team. He's like goal-oriented. He knows what the objective is. He doesn't waste his energy. He's a good worker. He sees the long-term vision. He understands the mission statement. These are both great working and cultivating cards. Nun. The Four of Pentacles kind of goes with that theme because the Four of Pentacles says prize what shines. Sometimes when you have a plant, you have to prune some of the branches or some of the other offshoots so that the one plant receives all the nutrients. You know what I'm talking about. You know how to farm. And the Eight of Cups, we were just talking about pruning some plants that prevent us from absorbing more nutrients and nutrition. Okay, maybe they're blocking the sunlight. The Eight of Cups is the walk away card. So pruning and walking away, those are all important, healthy things in the cycle of life. So to conclude, when we go through those processes that we explained in the first sentence, we're left with the Seven of Swords and the Hierophant. The Seven of Swords talks about things that are hidden, and the Hierophant talks about things that we learn and understand. So by studying others, maybe just by cultivating our empathy, we can understand things about life that even at our advanced age, whatever your advanced age is, I just know you're an adult, okay, Nun? Even at our age, we can still learn new things about how the world around us works. As long as we have the intention of like floating everyone's boat and trying to help things grow and cultivate things. Again, sometimes we have to prune and we have to focus on what shines. All right. I hope that was fun, Nun. Thanks a lot. I wish you a lot of luck. And then finally, I said two bros, but actually this is for Desiree. And then Jason is last. So here we go, Desiree. Desiree's like one of the first people, Derek and Desiree, some of the first people I ever threw cards for way back, I don't know, last summer, 2 summers ago? No, it would be last summer. That's right. All right, these cards are for Desiree. By now, I mean, you don't have to say anything in the chat, but I hope that you have recovered from whatever that injury was when I first became acquainted with you there, Desiree. I remember we threw this one card. Anyway, there's no time to reminisce. We got stuff to take care of. You got a lot of pentacles to take care of. There's always pentacles on your plate. Cool. Here we go. These cards are for Desiree. All right, Danny, I just saw your message. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. And these are for Desiree. I realized I was saying hi to Danny, Desiree, but the tarot world knows these cards are for you. So here we go, Desiree. It's all for entertainment purposes only. Let's have some fun. The Five of Wands, the orchestrated drama guys. Is there going to be a conflict? Is someone going to disagree? Yeah, probably. Temperance. That is Desiree in action, maintaining balance, keeping her cool. No need to get excited. We already knew these guys were going to behave the way they would. Yo, again, Desiree, you're looking really great in that outfit that the Temperance lady is wearing. The angel, she's an angel. And then now you have the Empress. The Empress, I'm going to read to you about the Empress. And I would invite everyone to go check out the playlist 5 Days with the Empress at StarCard Podcast. We had a lot of fun with the Empress. I think that was a week or so ago. The Empress, one of my favorite cards. The Empress rests in a rich forest surrounded by Mother Earth. A rich forest for the Empress. I know that you're a bit of an arborist, right? Okay. The Empress rests in a rich forest surrounded by Mother Earth. The symbol of Venus sits at her side, showing her connection to love and fertility. Her crown of 12 stars represents the signs of the zodiac. I realize you're a bit of a professional arborist, but also you ought to be a professional parent because you're going to get promoted to the status of a grandma. I'm not saying you're going to be an actual grandma, but for me, the Empress card is like hanging out with grandma during the holidays. Everything is warm and comfortable and delicious. Everything smells awesome. People want to hang out at grandma's house for the holidays. These little disagreements, they hardly seem noticeable compared to what's going on, Desiree. Wow. And then the Fool says that you're off on a new adventure. We're leaving these guys way behind. Sometimes I turn these cards upside down. I totally want to take this card and throw it away. But you know what? It's so pretty with these angels flying through, these fairies flying through the branches, each holding onto a twig. So let's turn it into something we like. Fairies flying through the branches, holding the twigs that we lop off of the tree. And there's Desiree flying with her angel wings, keeping cool. because deep inside, she's the Empress and she governs this part of the planet. And now she's off on a new adventure. So look out, everybody. Here she comes. Yeah. She's the High Priestess and she's got the Six of Pentacles with her. So watch out. She's the High Priestess. She makes magic. She's in touch with the subconscious. She's in touch with the spirit world. And everybody better get their coins ready because you want to exchange her energy with yours if you want to upgrade. So you know what? When people encounter you, Desiree, they get blessed. I feel blessed that you're tuning in. Way to go. I hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you, Desiree and Derek. I got a big smile on my face. Hey, Namira, it's good to see you. I'm sorry you missed the cutoff on readings today, Namira, but it's always great to see you. Thanks very much for dropping in. And I got one final reading, and that's for Jason, Missing Time 420. And in honor of his nickname, I thought we'd go back to the neon cards, the blacklight poster deck. All right. I'm sorry, Jason. I just imagine this sound effect. I don't know if this means anything to you. Okay, let's shuffle some cards for Jason here. Yeah, right on, Namira. Thank you very much. Let's throw some fun, peaceful, meditative, groovy cards for Missing Time 420, please. See, it's a good thing I did turn on the camera. I'm not sure I would have laughed like that today. Here we go, Jason. These cards are for you. Crank up the Metallica. All right. Draw the curtain. Open the window. Here we go. These cards are for Jason. I hope the RA isn't in the hallway. It's the King of Wands. I don't know what he's smoking, but he sees the big picture. It's the Two of Wands on Deuces Wild Day. The Two of Wands. Hey, Jason, you have a good plan. The universe thinks your plan is groovy. You have the green light, man. If you get off that beanbag chair, go for it. Next up, it's the Four of Cups. We're deep in meditation. We're totally bonding with that tree from the Avatar movie. And then we have the Nine of Wands. We're feeling pretty ripped right now because that's a lot of good weed growing around us. All right. Anyway, Jason, am I having too much fun? So now that everything's groovy, okay, we have the Sun card. Everything's going to be all right. The sun is shining. And we have the Six of Pentacles where things are floating around and there's lots of energies cycling around in a harmonious way. I hope you're having a great day, Jason. All right. Thanks for all the likes, everybody. Thanks for inviting me to read. I hope you had a good time. You made my day. My name is Breakaway Ray. Now get out there and make your own day. I'll see you next time on StarCard Podcast. All right. Thanks, everyone.